is surely rising when it comes to this weekend in championship boxing. Makes its return to the historic Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, one of the best fight cities in the world. This weekend, Ennis and Eimantas Stanionis will look to remind us all of what AC was. It could be once again as it hosts one of the best unification bouts in 2025 this Saturday on the Zone. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Atlantic City, New Jersey. Justin Chappell with you from Caesars AC as we get set for Matchroom Boxing's Fight Week press conference ahead of a big welterweight unification this Saturday. The IBF, the WBA, the Ring Magazine welterweight straps will be on the line Saturday night as Jaron Ennis steps inside the ring against Eimantas Stanionis. Two fighters are surely looking to seize welterweight supremacy, but if you ask both, it figures that legacy is at the front end of both of their minds. Stanionis desires to be the top name everybody talks about in the welterweight division. He knows the only way that happens is if he's able to hand Ennis his first pro defeat. And for Jaron Ennis, who became the full IBF welterweight champion just a little under 2 years ago, he's made 2 successful title defenses in his time with Matchroom Boxing. He wants to be in the same rarefied air as some of the greats that he has long admired. Names like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard, who captured that Ring Magazine title. Both of those fighters that we just mentioned, they etched their name in boxing history by once competing inside the very walls that we will bring to you on Saturday night, the historic Boardwalk Hall. Let's check out the full fight card for Saturday night. It begins at 5 Eastern on the Zone with Before the Bell. There's 4 bouts for you. Coming up, down the shore. Again, in New Jersey, we say down the shore, not by the shore. And it'll start off with a pair of local products. Francisco Rodriguez of Atlantic City will take on Camden's Nakeem Parker in a lightweight contest. And then at 147 pounds, it'll be Tamir Smalls and Nikki Bascom. That's actually going to be the third bout. Arturo Cardenas and Hector Joe Cortez will square off in the second bout on Before the Bell. Cardenas, an undefeated Mexican fighter, going at it against Cortez. Then Tamir Smalls and Nikki Bascom. Smalls, an impressive fighter out of the Ennis dungeon in Philadelphia, and he puts his undefeated mark on the line over on Before the Bell. And then it is the third pro appearance for Zaquan Moses. He will take on Puerto Rico's Alex Bullet in a matchup that was originally scheduled to happen January in Las Vegas, but it will take place now Saturday night at 130 pounds. Then on the main card, it begins at 8 p.m. Eastern on DAZN. We will see Shakram Giasov and Franco Ocampo. Giasov trying to maintain his status as the WBA's mandatory challenger. He will take on Ocampo over at 147 pounds. Amari Jones will be in his second pro fight in a little under a month as he faces William Jackson. And then the co-feature, Camden's Raymond Ford back in the Garden State. He will face Cleveland's Thomas Batiste, a tough scrap there at 130 pounds, all leading up to the welterweight unification. Jaron Ennis and Eimantas Stanionis. We will hear from those two fighters and their respective trainers in the second portion of today's press conference. Right now, let's go up on the stage and meet the fighters on the undercard with Matchroom Chairman Eddie Hearn.
Well, thank you, Justin, and it's an absolute honour to be here in Atlantic City. It's been a long time coming for big-time boxing here. This is, of course, the iconic Boardwalk Hall where some of the greats have fought over the years. You talk about Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Holmes, Foreman, Jaron, the list goes on and on. And big-time boxing has been awaiting a return to Atlantic City, and you get it with the fight of the year on Saturday. The fight for welterweight supremacy, Jaron Ennis against Stanionis for the WBA, IBF and Ring Magazine Welterweight Championship. Of course, all live and exclusive around the world on the global home of boxing, DAZN. 2 press conferences for you here today. Before we go to the main event, we've got a phenomenal lineup of world-class fighters, former world champions, Olympic medalists, and some of the best young prospects in the sport. We're going to talk to them now, and I'm going to start off with a man with a great story, and Francisco Rodriguez. Francisco, welcome. Understand this is your place of work as well here, Caesars Palace, Atlantic City, part of the return of big-time boxing. You must be excited for Saturday night.
Yes, sir, for sure. I clock in every day in here, but right after I'm right back at work, training, mixing it up, always mixing it up, training. Even at night, I go AC Bulwark, I see the flyer, I see it on the flyer, it motivates me more, putting in the miles, AC Bulwark every night.
We're expecting a sellout on Saturday, close to 10,000. Plenty of support for you as well. Big Time Boxing's been dying to come back to this place, and it arrives on Saturday.
Much appreciated. I'm just blessed. I feel blessed, and I'm taking this real serious to be in this amazing card with great champions, with this great promotion, and I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity.
Look forward to seeing you in action on Saturday, as we're looking forward to seeing this man, Tamir Smalls. We've heard so much about you. Huge puncher. Great opportunity for you. Everybody's talking about you out of Philly, out of the Boots camp as well. Ready to rumble on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm ready to get it on. I'm ready to show the world my talent. You know, I'm ready to take over the 147 division. You know.
Undefeated fighter, already, deep in your career, looking to push on for championship shots in 2025.
Of course, I appreciate the opportunity. Now it's time to just show the world what I'm made of.
Well, another great talent. Unfortunately, Christian Carto was unable to fight on Saturday due to a medical issue, but Arturo Cardenas stays on the card, ready to perform on Saturday night and then jump back in on the big Jesse Rodriguez card in the summer as well. Focus for a big performance on Saturday night.
Sí, claro. Primero que nada, quiero empezar a darle gracias a Dios por estas oportunidades, a ti, Eddie Hearn, por esta oportunidad también. Y sí, la verdad que nos encontrábamos listos para mi oponente, Christian Carto, pero pues al parecer hubo unos detalles y aún así estamos listos para que nos pongan enfrente y claro, solo espero que también la gente de Nueva Jersey les guste mi boxeo y espero que me tengan de regreso muy pronto.
Yes, so first and foremost, I have to say thank you to God for these opportunities. Thank you to you, also Eddie Hearn, for these opportunities that I get. Yeah, and as you say, we were ready for our opponent, Carto, but that fight didn't materialize because of a few details. But regardless, we're ready for whatever opponent comes our way, and we hope the folks of New Jersey enjoy the fight on Saturday and the way that I box. And yeah, we'll be back again soon.
Thank you, Arturo. When you talk about great young talent, we have so much of it all around the world, many of them sitting on the table. One of our youngest young stars is a gentleman called Zaquin Moses. I think the future of the sport. This man from New Jersey back, we know he trains out of Texas, but of course, we know the family history, the cousin of Shakur Stevenson, trains with Ray Ford as well, these great fighters. You're going to watch someone very, very special on Saturday night. It's a young man on a tremendous journey. Zaquin, welcome. Fight number 3 coming up on Saturday. New Jersey, Boardwalk Hall, getting into the groove now of the professional code.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank God, because without him, none of this would be possible yet. But, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to shine. I'm ready to show my skills. I'm ready to do my job. And I do, like you just said, I do feel like I'm one of the best prospects in boxing. I don't want to disrespect nobody, no prospects up here, but I do feel like I am the best, and I can't wait to show it Saturday.
You're getting into the groove now. I was noticing as well while you were talking, for people who can't see, there's big screens all up around this venue. You were checking yourself out on those big screens as well. Enjoying the process now? I know at first, you were a little bit shy, but you seem to be just changing a little bit. You're doing it again. Look, you're checking yourself out. We know you look good. And really starting to enjoy the professional journey. Yeah,
I'm getting more comfortable. I'm getting more relaxed. And it's just a process, and I'm enjoying it right now. I'm having fun. I like shining, and Saturday night, like I said, I can't wait to show it.
Well, we look forward to seeing you. Fight number 3 in the professional journey as Zaquin Moses. One of the reasons that we were allowed to make this fight on Saturday between Boots Ennis and Stanionis was that Shakram Giasov, who was the mandatory challenger, agreed to allow this fight to take place on the subject that he fights the winner. All of a sudden now he finds himself in a very tough fight against Franco Acampo, and a really good welterweight matchup. Shakram Giasov in a wonderful position to fight for the WBA title against the winner of Boots and Stanionis. And first, Franco, big opportunity for you. A great fight with Shakram Giasov and an opportunity to change your life on Saturday night.
Sí, en primer lugar, bienvenido, Franco. Una oportunidad enorme para ti el sábado por la noche y una oportunidad de cambiar tu vida con esta pelea del sábado.
Hola, primero que nada, buenas tardes a todos. Sí, la verdad que muy contento por la oportunidad, agradecerle también por la oportunidad. Bueno, el sábado vamos a salir a ganar y vamos a demostrar que los argentinos tenemos huevo.
Yes, so first and foremost, I want to say thank you for the opportunity for this fight. And as I say, on Saturday, we're coming out to win this fight. And more than anything, we're here to show that Argentinians have balls.
Okay, thank you. Shakram, welcome. It's good to see you. We know it's been a difficult time for you, but a very important fight on Saturday. Of course, mandatory for the winner of Boots against Stanionis, ready to perform in Atlantic City.
Yes, I'm always ready. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy and I have my fight. One step, I'm going to my goal, you know. My goal will be world champion. One step, I'm going.
Sometimes these fights, when you're waiting for the shot at the World Championship, sometimes these fights become more difficult, more risk in the fight. You have to be switched on and you've had a good training camp ready to perform on Saturday.
Иногда эти бои, когда ты ожидаешь главного своего боя, становятся все тяжелее и тяжелее. Нужно себя мотивировать, оставаться в фокусе.
Yes, I have my motivation. I have my skills. I'm ready to all my career. You know, my goal, be world champion. I'm step by step. I'm coming for my goal. I'm training. I'm try. I'm here to be world champion, you know. Doesn't matter who is the opponent. I'm going to my goal.
Well, we know the whole of Uzbekistan will be watching Shakram Giyasov against Franco Acampo on Saturday night. And again, when we talk about American talent, global talent, this man shone in Paris, a bronze medal in the Olympics. Amari Jones made his professional debut recently in Orlando. It was an incredible event, sold out at the Caribe Royale. It was a scintillating performance with a second round stoppage. A big step up now against William Jackson, someone with, again, lots of experience. Amari moving very fast in the professional ranks. William, we'll start with you. I know you've been in with some great prospects, always match tough. This guy, young, fresh, ready to perform on Saturday night. Can you cause the upset in there in Atlantic City?
First of all, I want to say thanks for giving me the opportunity. He in for a handful. I don't really have much to say. I'm just ready to show my talent. Thanks for the opportunity again.
Amari, welcome. Incredible scenes in Orlando. The place went absolutely nuts. And we said in the ring, just a few weeks' time, on a show like this, 10,000 people at the Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall. This is the kind of platform you want, ready to go for number 2 at the weekend.
Absolutely, I'm ready, especially after coming off my debut in Orlando. Like you said, it was a sold-out crowd, and I was built for moments like this. And I'm moving on to my second pro fight, and I'm ready to put on another great performance here in Atlantic City against another big crowd. So I'm ready for these moments.
Obviously, again, another tough opponent. You know, first time around, it was someone that definitely came to win to his detriment. You know, you sliced him up and got him out of there quickly. And again, these are the fights you want. Experienced opponents that are coming to win.
Absolutely. Every time out, that's what me and my team, we established with you guys, and we also said that we want to stay busy from the first time when we sat down and met. So these kind of opponents is what we want and what I'm ready for.
And just a quick shout out for the community day that you did yesterday. Incredible scenes. Big part of the journey for you is motivating that younger generation. Of course, first and foremost at home within your community in Orlando, but so good to see so many young fighters coming out, and obviously the profile that you have through that Olympic experience as well, motivating to these young people. I know it's very important to you.
Absolutely. That's always been something that's been instilled with me through my parents, my mentors. I just always want to inspire the youth. If they see me do it, they feel like they can do it. The kids was real excited to see the medal, and you know they left with some inspiration. So if they don't leave with anything else, I hope they leave with that.
Well, the next big star of American boxing, Amari Jones, steps up against William Jackson on Saturday night. This is a brilliant co-main event. Two fantastic American fighters in Thomas Matisse and Ray Ford. It's a wonderful matchup at 130 pounds. The winner sets themselves up for a shot at the world title. Thomas, we'll start with you. We know you always ready to fight. Doesn't matter who it is. You go to Mexico to fight Rocky Hernandez. You fight at home. You fight away. This is a big fight for you on Saturday. You ready to take this opportunity with both hands?
Yeah, hold on real quick. Here we go again. in another nigga state, on another nigga stage, and about to be in another nigga face. If you from Jersey, you know what that is. But anyway, you know, I take any challenge, man. Like, actually, I tilt my hat off to Ray, you know what I'm saying? Because we get a lot of calls, man, and motherfuckers never take, you know, the challenge. And, you know, he took the challenge, and he said he didn't have to, so, you know what I'm saying, he didn't have to do this. Because everything against him, you know what I'm saying, the pressure on him. You know, I got everything to gain, he got everything to lose, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I came to do, though? You know, I came to, you know, get the job done, you know, as I always do. I never came for no check, never fought for no check my whole career. And you know, because it's your company, anytime my phone ring, it was yes to whoever called. First time they called, they said Ray, they said yes. Matter of fact, 2 weeks before that, they called me for Shakur. I said yes, you know what I'm saying? I'm with whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to go out there and put on the show, that's it.
We know you back yourself. We know you got great boxing IQ. What do you think of this man? How do you see yourself beating him on Saturday?
Absolutely, Ray nice. Ray nice, you know, I can't take nothing from Ray, you know what I'm saying? No bad blood, nothing like that. Ray nice, Ray good, Ray great fighter. I'm a great fighter. The fans gonna win with this one.
And we know how highly ranked Ray is, former world champion as well. You win this fight, sets yourself up for a shot at the world championship at 130 pounds.
For sure. For sure. So that's major. That's big. You know, again, I appreciate the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're here. We're here to, you know, to capitalize off the opportunity.
You talk good. You definitely win on Saturday night. You believe you beat this man?
You're going to be there. Front row. Just watch. Don't blink.
Ray, welcome. This is a great fight. A lot of people in boxing know how good this fight is. You look calm, relaxed. He's right. There is pressure on you on Saturday night.
Ain't no pressure. I do this. It's what I do. I like gunning man. Unfortunately for him, he outgunned. And I'm going to show that. It is what it is, you know. He signed a contract. He signed up for it. Sorry, it got to be him, but, you know, it's the boxing business.
We know that, you know, he has studies the game as well. You do as well. You and Shakur and the team, you live and breathe boxing. A talented opponent in there. Not going to be easy against this guy, but full of confidence that you get the job done.
Always confident. I mean, we can't say it's not going to be easy. We don't know that. We might get in there and I just might clip him early. You never know. So we just got to wait and see.
Last time out, Philadelphia. Huge crowd. This time out, huge crowd. Atlantic City, not too far from you. Many making a trip down from Camden, New Jersey as well. Important to make a statement as well. We know we have the big fight coming up with Nunes and Rikishi, Oshaki Foster. All these fights there for you, but will be important to make a statement and look fantastic on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I'm always going to try to make a statement. Trying to get these world champions to fight me. Hopefully, you know, after this fight, we can get one.
Well, we look forward to, firstly, a crunch match for you. Ray Ford against Thomas Matisse, great co-main event at the Boardwalk Hall. On a fantastic card, Omari Jones against Jackson, Shakram Giasov against Ocampo, and fantastic prospects in Rodriguez, Tamir Smalls, Arturo Cardenas, of course, Zaquin Moses. A fantastic undercard for a thrilling main event, the fight of the year, Saturday night, Boots Ennis against Stanionis. That press conference is coming up just after we face the guys off up here, and we'll see you shortly. Right, guys, if you step over there, and you step over there, we'll call you up.
So the fighters that you see leaving the stage right now, they will be facing off with one another as we close in on 48 hours until fight night this Saturday. Boardwalk Hall, live worldwide on the zone. It begins at 5 p.m. Eastern with Before the Bell, and we're going to see some face-offs and some poses for pictures with several of the fighters on that Before the Bell card. That includes the likes of Francisco Rodriguez and Tamir Smalls, Zaquin Moses, Arturo Cardenas in there as well. You see on the left side of your screen, Zaquin Moses, and he talked about this being more calm as he goes through this process. 6 months now as a pro. And from minute one, when he stepped inside the ring, it looked like he was able to slow things down. The second time fighting on a Boots car, and then you have Shakram Giasov Starting off the main show at 8 p.m. Eastern against Franco Ocampo. Diazov 16-0, 9 knockouts. Again, trying to hold his position as the mandatory challenger for the winner of the main event. Will be taking on Argentina's Ocampo, 28 years of age, going for a victory in his first fight scheduled out of his home country. That kicks off the main show on DAZN, and then it'll be the return of Omari Jones. Less than a month ago, made his pro debut over in Orlando. He was able to dispatch Alessio Mastrodannunzio. Here he takes on the 36-year-old William Action Jackson. 13-5-2, 5 knockouts. The 22-year-old going up against the 36-year-old in his second pro fight here in Atlantic City. It'll be for 6 rounds. And then a very juicy matchup on paper at 130 pounds. Raymond Ford, all business in his second fight at 130 pounds against a tough Thomas Batiste, 22-4-1, 17 knockouts. You could sense the respect each fighter has for one another, but Ray Ford simply put it best. Thomas signed the contract, and you have to get down to business on Saturday night. Let's listen in. Ford coming off a win in his 130-pound debut against Orlando Gonzalez back in November in Philadelphia. Batiste coming off a hard loss against Rocky Hernandez. A bout that was cut short due to a cut as a result from a headbutt with Rocky Hernandez. So a way to bounce back for Thomas Batiste as he gets into the ring against one of the premier fighters at 130 pounds. We are almost set to go to hear from Boots Ennis and Eimantas Stanionis ahead of their big welterweight unification clash this Saturday from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. But in 2 weeks' time,
Eddie in the middle,
is the big one.
3 on this side, right? And 2 on the other side.
Connor Ben, Tangle, over in the UK.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Ben. Over 30 years of rivalry and hatred. 2 warriors, 2 wars, but the feud was left unfinished. Then, a bloodline born. Legacy, respect. The next generation. My dad's my hero. A new destroyer. Rivalry in their veins. Hatred in their blood. This is going to be a bloodbath. Family. It's personal. I can't lose to this, man. History. You guys can go back. This is a war. Legacy. This is the final chapter. Eubank Jr. versus Ben. Live at DAZN Worldwide. April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
That's coming up April 26th. Here is what's happening over the next week on DAZN. It's the inaugural Riyadh season WBC Boxing Grand Prix. Phase 1 runs across 4 days from this Thursday, April 17th until Sunday, April 20th. It's available as part of your DAZN subscription. Also on Friday, April 18th, Box Live Promotions brings us Kevin Brown up against Estieri Suero from Orlando. Dalton Smith back in action Saturday, April 19th. He will take on Canadian Mattel Germain in a bid to keep himself busy. And also on that card, Josh Padley and the former IBF featherweight champ, Josh Warrington. Then on Saturday, April 19th, Golden Boy Promotions returns to California with unified flyweight champ Gabriela Fundora headlining against Marilyn Medillo. All coming your way on the global home of boxing. That, of course, is DAZN. City, but before we do, we're going to welcome in the U.S. bronze medalist Omari Jones into this set. Omari, great to see you as always. You're no stranger to this set, so we thank you for coming on here, getting set for your second pro fight. I have to know right away, how much better will the fight kit be on fight night compared to your pro debut? Because that's going to be tough to top. Great Orlando Magic themed fight kit.
Well, my second fight kit is going to be.
All right, before we talk about you inside the ring, gotta touch base on what happened this week outside the ring for you. You visiting a local youth boxing club, maybe about 30 minutes south of here, and they showed up for you. What was that experience like?
That experience was something major. I mean, a big turnout, 80 plus kids. They were all attentive to everything that I was saying, and I believe they left with a bit of inspiration, and I'm glad that I was able to be the person and one to inspire them, because an Olympic medalist don't come every day, so I'm sure they left with something.
And they had a lot of questions for you, right?
Yes.
What was the best one?
Just who did I meet out there? Just how was the Olympics? How does it feel to be a professional now? So they asked about 100 plus questions and couldn't stop taking pictures with me. So it was great.
All right, if you blinked, you may have missed Omari's work in his pro debut, able to take his opponent out inside 2 rounds. What were you able to take away from that round plus of action?
Well, I was just able to take away just to take my time a little bit more in the professional ranks. I have a bit more time to work with. It's not the amateur, so I don't have to rush anything. I might have rushed it just a little bit, but I'm glad I was able to put on a dominant performance. And, you know, I wanted a stoppage and things like that to put on for my city in Orlando, Florida.
What kind of nerves were you feeling? I mean, it was a short ring walk in Orlando, but a fighter always remembers their first pro ring walk. What were you feeling that night?
I just remember seeing my family there, just a lot of my people that were just in the crowd. I seen them as soon as I stepped foot and walked out, the camera was out, and I really couldn't even hear the music. It was just that much noise and support I had from my city.
All right, so your first pro opponent had 113 rounds of professional experience. William Jackson on Saturday night, he has over 20 bouts of pro experience, 36 years of age. He has that man's strength. Now you're growing into yours. What about your opponent jumps out at you?
Well, his record, of course, and the experience that he has. I mean, he's been in there and gave prospects a tough time, and he's going to come to fight. And, you know, I just have to be on my P's and Q's and ready for anything. I'm treating this like a world champion fight, like the Olympics. So definitely never coming in the ring half-stepping, and they're going to see another great performance from him.
I think one thing that is so respectable about you is you're a student of the game. And when you come here to Atlantic City, you're going to be competing in a famed venue like Boardwalk Hall. Did you know about the history of Boardwalk Hall before you were placed on this card?
Just a little bit. I know that a lot of big fights came and was in Atlantic City, Tyson, all those guys. So I'm just happy to be a part of that and be a part of history. When I look at, where I'm fighting at, it just reminds me of the greats.
I know you wanted to work fast, you wanted to work often in your first calendar year as a pro. You have this one. If all goes well on Saturday night, how quick do you want to get back inside the ring?
Well, at least a month or two. Right after, the goal is to stay busy. Right after the fight in Orlando, Eddie had told us 20 seconds before he announced it. It was like, you want to fight on April 12th? It was like, we looked at him and we said, let's do it. So the goal is to stay busy, and hopefully I'm right back out there.
Did you take a day off?
I took 2 days off. I was back in the ring. I was back in the gym on Tuesday, so.
What's it like being a part of a Boots Ennis card?
It means a lot. My first fight, when I came to Matchroom and we had a meeting back in November, that was the first Matchroom fight I went to. And it's kind of a full circle moment to be on his card right now. And it just shows the magnitude and what Matchroom think of me to put me on this card, and I'm blessed for the opportunity.
Mari Jones joining us here instead as we get ready for the main event press conference with Jaron Boots Ennis and Eimantas Stanionis. Welterweight unification coming up this Saturday night from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. The IBF, the WBA, and the Ring Magazine titles will be up for grabs as the two fighters look to claim the crown.
You're about to witness Philadelphia's own pound-for-pound star, Jaron Boots Ennis.
Class right now of the 147-pound division.
I think he's an unreal talent. I love his style of fighting. I think he's explosive. This is the Boots that everyone in boxing has their eye on.
Yeah, we're building a superstar, but I'm in the way, and I want to stop all the plans.
My belt, his belt. Time to claim the crown.
Welcome back, and wow, am I excited for this. When this fight was signed, I could not wait. As a fight fan, as everybody in the boxing community, all we ever want is the best v the best. Champion versus champion. And whenever we get an opportunity to do number one against number two, however way you want to see it, we have to grab it with both hands. On Saturday night, you will get the fight of the year. And you'll get it back at Atlantic City, at the historic Boardwalk Hall. This venue is iconic, with huge fights, with huge names. And on Saturday night, it's the battle for welterweight supremacy. The IBF world champion, Jaron Boots Ennis, against the WBA world champion, Eimantas Stanionis. And of course, the coveted Ring Magazine Championship, a belt that many believe signifies the very best in the division. There is no question that on Saturday night, we will find out who the best 147-pounder is in the world. You talk about the iconic names that have held this ring championship belt. Wilfred Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather, Emil Griffiths. These are the stars and the icons that have been the Ring Magazine 147-pound championship. This is, for me, the fight of the year so far in 2025. And I want to personally thank Jaron and Eimantas. They are the fighters. They are the ones that stepped up. They are the ones that are chasing greatness. And we will be rewarded on Saturday night with the fight of the year, live and exclusive on DAZN, the global home of boxing all around the world. We want to thank Gary and the team at Visit Atlantic City. Done a great job. Jim, of course, at the Boardwalk Hall. You will see a 10,000 sellout on Saturday night here in Atlantic City. The atmosphere will be incredible, and these two will get the platform that they deserve for such an iconic fight. Of course, this is also important because this is a Matchroom versus PBC Tom Brown event. I want to thank Tom, I want to thank Louis de Cubas for stepping up and accepting the challenge, showing that great fights can be made between promotional companies. And we're going to start with Tom Brown. Tom, welcome. Great to see you. A huge fight on Saturday night. You know your boxing inside out. This is just a wonderful, wonderful fight.
Well, thank you, Eddie. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. I like that you mentioned the Matchroom versus PBC, and you and I go way back. I always like coming to the East Coast and fighting a Matchroom fighter. We had it was kind of like a morgue scene up at the Garden when Andy Ruiz knocked out Anthony Joshua. And I think last time we were here in Boardwalk Hall, we beat you with Andre Ward beating Carl Froch. So we've had pretty good luck with that matchup. But really, it's great to be here. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. You know, whenever you get a chance to have two undefeated, reigning world champions, both in the prime of their careers, fight in a fight like this, it just doesn't get any bigger than this. Now, make no mistake about it, though. This fight is happening because Eimantas Stanionis demanded this fight versus Ennis. He wanted this fight. And look, he knows that he's here in Ennis's backyard, and he's fine with that. We're fine with that. Stanionis is a road warrior. This is what he does. And we've got complete confidence and faith in the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board and Larry Hazard. And honestly, Boardwalk Hall is the perfect venue for this event. Ennis is coming off two very successful shows up in Philadelphia and now coming down the freeway here at Atlantic City for a fight of this magnitude. It just makes perfect sense. And we all know that the New Jersey and Philadelphia fight fans are some of the most sophisticated fight fans. And they know that this isn't just another Ennis fight versus some guy named Karen. This is a real fight. As Eddie said, this is the best fighting the best. So it's going to be very loud and boisterous in there. And if you've never been to a big fight here at Boardwalk Hall, you're in for a real treat. So Eddie, thank you. I'm really looking forward to this fight. Like you said, I think it'll be an instant classic and a sure fight of the year candidate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. Great words. I remember those nights painfully. Thank you very much. I don't believe we'll see one Saturday, but we know it's a war. We'll speak to Marvin and Jesse shortly. We're going to switch to Team Boots. We want to bring in Brother Boots. Pooh, welcome. We're going to surprise everybody with a little speech from you right now up here. We know a great fighter yourself as well. This is it. This is the moment you guys, Jaron, the family have been waiting for a long, long time. This is the fight to announce himself as a real great in the sport.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, we happy to get this fight, and y'all gonna see Boots step up better as more as competition go up, he go up.
People talk about the style of this fight as well. Stanionis comes forward, all action as well. Kind of fight that we're going to see the best of your brother.
Yeah, he's definitely going to bring out all the tools. We'll see.
And rumours of a comeback for you? Definitely not, or you know, we've heard about the ability that you have. People talk about I think you claimed yourself to be the best Ennis at one stage. Is that right, Boots?
Line me up, heavyweight. I'll take it.
Jesse, welcome. A huge fight for your man. You know, he's, like Tom said, been a road warrior, never turned down an opportunity. Very few willing to put their hand up to fight Boots Ennis. Your man did, and again, an opportunity to be crowned the king of the division on Saturday.
And that's a beautiful thing about working with Eimantas. He has said no to no one. As a matter of fact, most people that we've asked to fight against have said no to us. I really want to thank TGB and PBC for stepping up to the plate and backing us 100% and chasing this fight down, because that's what we did. We went to Vegas in December, talked to TGB personally, said, we want Ennis, period. And they delivered the fight. Eddie, thank you for putting it together and making it happen for us. Coming April 12th, you're going to see that it's not one-dimensional Eimantas. There's more than one.
Marvin, big fight for you in the corner on Saturday night. You're always smiling.
Yeah.
You believe you'll be smiling come midnight on Saturday?
We will try. You know, it's been a long journey for Eimantas. Eimantas turned pro 2017. He became a world champion 2022, April. You know, 3 years later, we are fighting Boots Ennis for unification and the Ring Magazine Championship. You know, not every day is the best day, but we're gonna do the same on April 12th. We will come out victorious. That's it.
Thank you, Marvin. Bozy, welcome. It's been, as Tom said, 2 great shows in Philadelphia, 2 fights not difficult to get up for, but kind of knew the result before we stepped in the ring and had to go through and put the performance together. A different kind of fight this time. Very aware of the threat of this great fighter, but you believe this will bring out the very best of your son and prove to the world that he's the number 1 in the division.
I mean, I want to say hello to everybody out there, but Boots never went to another level yet. I hope Stanionis can bring it out of him, you know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting on, you know what I mean? Then you're going to see another different Boots, you know what I mean? He just go out there and do what he do, you know what I mean? But if Stanionis can bring it out, you're going to see something. It's not going to last that long.
You believe Jaron wins this fight inside the distance?
Absolutely, absolutely, man. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I was listening to Tom Brown talking, you know what I mean? We and him go way back too. I said, but he know that Boots been asked for Stanionis a long time ago. He never said that just now. You know, we asked for Stanionis, we asked for Crawford, we asked for the Thurman, we asked for, what's his name, Spence? We asked for all of them back then. At that time, nobody was willing to fight Boots now. And I guess at the last fight, they saw something. They thought they saw something anyway, but that was a blessing, that last fight. Now everybody want to fight. Let's fight. And stop running their mouths. Let's fight and see who's going to be victorious. I know who's going to be victorious. I don't think it's going to last that long.
Eimantas, they don't think it's going to last that long. You're renowned for your engine. You're renowned for your toughness. The whole boxing world in anticipation of this tremendous fight this Saturday. You look fresh. You look happy. You're ready for war.
Yes, hello everybody. First of all, I want to thank my team, for making this fight. Also, Matchroom and you, Eddie, for making this happen. Yeah, it's a big opportunity. I know Ennis is a very good fighter, but I came here to give all my heart, and put the best show that I can put. So I know they're thinking they might knock me out or something. First of all, I've never been knocked out, so we'll see. It's always for the first time, but April 12th. I'm going to do my best, and I came here for a victory, not just to walk in the park, I went to, this camp was like my most brutal training. It was the longest. I sacrificed a lot. I leave my family, My wife is pregnant. The baby might come today or tomorrow, so it's like a lot of sacrifices I put because I love the sport and I believe in myself. And see you on April 12th, and I will give all my heart.
I just want to confirm to fight fans making the trip down to Atlantic City and watching live on DAZN that, if the baby does come, you're not flying home or anything. We're staying in Atlantic City, right?
Yes,
Oh,
for
thank
sure.
God for
We
that. Thank
we
you.
are
That was a bit
prepared for everything.
But what we have seen in the content and everything from training camp, you've pushed yourself to the limits for this fight. Is that because of the opportunity and of course, because of the opponent that you have in front of you?
Yeah, because of the opportunity and the opponent, for sure. I put everything. I left no stones unturned. Like, I left everything. Well, the first time when I finished my last training, I said, thank God I made it. No injuries. Everything is good now. Ready to go.
And finally, we know this is the dream. You'll do whatever it takes to be victorious, take all these belts home on Saturday night and become the king of the division.
Yeah, it means a lot, and I'm looking forward to it, to take all these belts to Lithuania on Sunday.
Jaron, welcome. Chilled. I don't know if that's block blast or whatever that is you're playing down there.
Sudoku.
Sudoku. You're ready. You look chilled. You look relaxed. Yeah. This guy's coming fired up, pumped up, big training camp. I guess, like your dad said, maybe the Tudasian fight, they saw something and the team saw something, but you're ready to prove on Saturday that you're not just the best fighter in the division, but you're a pound-per-pound star of the sport.
Most definitely, yeah, I'm ready to show out, I'm ready to put on a show, show the world why I'm the best in the world, come Saturday night, I'm taking home all these belts.
We know that the pressure was on to make that unification. You don't want to keep treading water, and when you looked at the champions, you said anyone. You don't really care. What do you expect this man to bring? All action, a great style as well for the fight fans. You expect this is the toughest fight in the division for you?
We don't know. We'll see on fight night. We expect him to do what he normally do. Come forward, bring pressure, try to throw a lot of punches, try to jab, try to hook. That's it, a typical pressure fighter. I don't think he could do much else other than that.
2 tremendous fight nights in Philadelphia. The pressures as well, fighting at home as well. Something different this time, something iconic, the Boardwalk Hall, big fight, big opportunity, big moment coming back to Atlantic City. Excited to experience something a little bit different on the road. We know you've got 10,000 or so fans coming down from Philadelphia. It's going to be completely full in there on Saturday night. Excited to fight at this iconic venue.
Most definitely. I'm definitely excited to fight at, this iconic venue. One of my favorite fights to watch was Floyd versus Gaddy, and it was in this arena. So, I can't wait. I'm ready. I'm trying to put a historic performance on just like that.
You talk about that fight and you talk about historic moments. One thing I've learned about working with you is you're all about legacy. You're all about proving yourself as a true great. And what does that mean to you to be fighting for that belt and this belt as well, which we talked about, the iconic names that have won it. We've seen people fighting internationally. We've seen people move up in weight. We know it's well documented about you possibly having a fight at 154, but you've always said to me, the belts is what you want. You want to go down in history as a true great.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to stamp my name at the welterweight division, with those top guys, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, and not too many people could say they fought for the Ring magazine or had it, And on Saturday night, I will have it. And I'm going to have the WBA belt and my IBF belt. So, that's stamping my legacy right there. And from there is up. We're going, like I said, we're going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. I really don't want to say too much because I don't want to get nothing in the way or nothing like that. But we're going to put on for sure.
And finally, I know sometimes people say by any means necessary, but if you're prepared to do so, how do you win on Saturday night, Eimantas, when you lay there at night and you think about these belts, you think about the history of the sport, you think about the chance to cement your name in legacy, how do you win on Saturday night?
All gas, no brake.
All gas, no brakes. Boots, finally, your dad called it. The stoppage could be early.
That's what we want.
You believe that? You believe you win this fight by knockout on Saturday?
Most definitely. I ain't gonna look for it, but it's gonna come for sure.
We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna put on a show. We're gonna make it easy.
One thing, Eddie,
we're gonna show out.
Stanionis is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, man. Can't take nothing away from him. Can't say nothing bad about him. You know what I mean? And we appreciate him taking the fight. You know what I mean?
Well, as I said, I want to say thank you.
He said all gas, no bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want.
He gonna run right into some. He gonna run right into a rock.
Yeah.
A boulder.
Tom, we want the gas. Bring that gas.
Well, Team Stanionis is bringing the gas, and on Saturday night, you will get a night you will never forget at the Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City. A great night of boxing, a great undercard on the global home of boxing, DAZN. And once again, thank you to these two great champions. This is all we ever asked for. The best versus the best. On Saturday night, we will find out who the 147-pound king of the division is. We'll see you for the weigh-in tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Caesars Palace. Very, very limited tickets left for a wild night. Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City. We'll see you there. Get ready for a night you will not forget. Thank you.
Arturo Thunder Gotti here in AC, the match that Boots Ennis was referencing. And on Saturday night, he's going to try and etch his name in the historic matches that have